Hello everybody, welcome back to Dom's Silly Season. This is race 3 at Bathurst in Mazda MX-5. My name's Gareth and joining me once again in the commentary box is the evil genius of Silly Season himself. It's Dom. Dom, how are you?
I'm feeling evil today. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah, looking forward to the evil shenanigans of Bathurst. And also joining us in the commentary box, special treat for us, it is Jules. Jules, how are you?
Much better now that I found some fresh meat for Dom to bully in the chess dungeon.
The new craze of chess, which is sweeping the LOA Discord.
That's what all the cool kids are playing. That's going to get us the SEO.
Absolutely, yeah. So we can see practice results on screen with Reece Crichton being the fastest driver, Graham Bardsley in second, and on the left-hand side is the grid. It's the reverse championship order. Nathan Parker on pole then, alongside Stephen Greening. And we hear engines rising there, racing already then. So is that Nathan Parker in the purple car then?
That's Abbott. It seems that the
Abbott.
order is...
of course we have new starters, yes. So welcome to Shane Abbott and AD King. They're running 1 and 2 then in the purple car and white and green. I was going to say I didn't recognise the car numbers. So we've got some awesome new paints. Look at the crash test dummy car. There's the LOA car of Winslade. Oh, another crash test dummy car. So we've got 2 of those. Awesome stuff.
Maybe a sign of things to come.
Yeah, and there's Mario. So we've got a long run then as we go down to, is this turn 2? Which is the start of the mountain section. See if they get through cleanly.
That's a plethora of Mazdas. There's just Mazdas everywhere.
There are 24 Mazdas on the track, which is very cool. Oh, someone's round then. That's number 24. That's Termalarin.
That didn't take long.
And Kelly,
the track is completely blocked. It's just like the F3 all over again.
Yeah, we've got a big pile-up going on. Taking advantage of that, though, Sam Stott in that JPS car scampering away up the hill in 7th place.
Special quick note for Steve Koenig as well. He was also a late addition to this race. So 3 new starters on the grid to the league. And, is there Kelly in the wall in the background there?
Oof, good spot. Yeah, well, welcome then to all of them. Delighted to have them all on board. Steve Koenig, there he is, up into 4th place then. And we got someone round.
That's King.
As far as King. Oh no, AD King in his first LOA race. He's gone round facing the wrong way. At the top of Skyline. And here's some other crunches. Here's Ollie Walker. So Dom, what made you pick Bathurst and the MX-5 for this round?
Well, everyone hates Bathurst, so that's a great place for suffering. But I personally quite like driving the MX-5, so fun car on a maybe not so popular track. Thought it'd be a good laugh for a little bit, maybe some wall banging along the way. Yeah,
well, it's actually, I think the new updated Mazda with the sequential gearbox is actually a lot of fun to drive. I didn't like the old one. I felt it was a bit of a jelly car, so yeah. And Jules, you don't drive the MX-5 too much. What did you think of it? What do you think of it now? Are you enjoying it in the practice?
I don't think I'd driven it since when I started, when you used to have to launch the game in a browser.
Wow, someone off the track there. Wow, that's back in the old days then, definitely, before the UI.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a fun car, actually, now. And I like Bathurst as well.
Yes. We've got Patrick Otoricki going side by side with David Lyne as they came through the final corner. Grass tracks suggesting someone had gone off the road there.
Yeah, Lyne's off the road.
Yeah, well, he's just recovering now. So Nathan Parker leading the race at the end of lap 1. Shane Abbott hanging on in P2 and Steve Koenig now in 3rd. Sam Stott in 4th and Greening in 5th. Winslade up in 6th place. Then we've got White, Lee, Kelly and Walker running out the top 10.
Yeah, Nath managed to get towards the front of the grid there because although he's been in the silly season from the start, he actually missed the first 2 rounds, so he was on 0 championship points coming into this one.
Oh, and there he is then. We saw him defending half from Shane Abbott. Meanwhile, it's 2 by 2 as they come down this long straight after Hell Corner.
Parker was pushing Creighton up the hill there.
Well, you don't call him Creighton, as he'll call you a smeghead.
I'll call him whatever I want and I'll be happy for it. It's been called worse, I'm sure. No, championship order going into this one, the sort of the protagonists we're looking out for most, I think, were Walker, Otoricki and Dom Parker, with the leading 3 going into this one.
Yep.
So I think out of those 3, Ollie Walker's the furthest up the order at the moment.
Yes, indeed, but only in P9. You can see Kelly's hit the wall definitely because he's got a wing mirror hanging off.
Yeah, that was lap 1, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, we heard the crunchy noise, didn't we? Saw him briefly touch the wall.
I
where
love all these liveries, they're just great.
They are, aren't they? Yeah. This is where the
possible
lap
to
gets
spot
very
who's
tricky.
who just from the car paints, though.
No.
Trying to remember drivers' numbers.
Yeah, 445. That's Michael Messenger then.
Going for a move up the inside, nice.
Yeah, on Patrick Otoricki then, who's he's fallen down the order somewhat, hasn't he? Is he now running in P12? Thought he was a little higher earlier. Is that Kelly attacking Nick Lee? And Messenger.
It's Crichton.
No, sorry, it's
445.
Crichton. Oh my
That's
god,
our
no,
first
I'm the
stumble.
smeghead. Oh, those risky boys. They do like a pink paint, actually. It's quite interesting. Nick Lee sponsored by Viagra.
Oh, contact in the background.
Crichton's round.
I think that was Patrick Autoricki. Maybe missed his break a little bit there.
Yeah. Oh, and I've just seen who he's got on the... I am a big Powerpuff Girls fan. I used to love that show on Cartoon Network. With
Dexter's
Johnny Bravo.
Laboratory as well.
Oh, and Dexter's Lab, yeah, great combo.
So Reese fallen off the pack a little bit with that spin into the chase.
Yeah.
And here is Messenger, 446. Making a big dive in turn 1 there on, is that Chris Forrester, number 41?
Yes, they are fighting hard then.
So
89 Hoogovin at the front of this train, is it? Leading them up the mountain?
How many
Someone's gone for a
Mazdas are going to
super
have
blink.
their wing mirrors still intact at the end of this journey?
I predict 0. If any of them have still got a wing mirror attached at the end of this, they've not done it right.
Well, Forrester
No.
there's got rid of both of his.
Yep. He's folded them back.
Aerodynamics.
Just makes his car look like a floppy-eared dog.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Looked like Hoogovin ran wide there at the top of turn 2. He took the very wide line almost in the wall. That's given these guys a run.
And it is possible. I mean, it's a small car, so you can do a lot more. As we see, Winsley going to the outside then.
Oh, you don't want to be too wide through here. Oh, they're making it stick though. 3 wide. What?
It's a, it's a small enough car. They can do crazy stuff. And he's made it work. Jumped Chris White there. Nick Lee's followed him through. Chris White's just been shuffled down the order. There goes Dom Parker as well. So Dom now up into 9th. Chris White must be wondering what the heck happened. He's now down in 10th.
Yeah, absolutely mugged across the top of the mountain there. I'm sure Parker's got his sights on where Walker is in the order here. He's running away at the front there. P6 already.
Yeah, and he cannot let that happen. As you say, oh no! Is that Fieldgrave's gone round? No, that's Fieldgrave. He survived. Who's the...
It's
Forrester, I think, dropping down the order.
Forrester, of course. Unlucky for Chris.
Was lucky not to get collected there.
Parker's hunting Nick Lee then. And Chris White's still on the back of this group then, so he's now... Although he lost a couple of positions, he's still in the fight.
These were, of course, tangled early on in the F3 versus V, with the V in between them both.
Yes, indeed, yeah. That was an unfortunate incident before Nick Lee went on to win the race.
Yeah, that was a great recovery, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I mean, ably helped... Oh dear. Hoogovin into the back of Patrick there.
Patrick's car still looks pretty okay, despite the wars it's been in.
Yeah. Not as damaged as you might expect. So line in the pits. Who's parked on the fence?
I think that was Nick Lee up on the wall there.
Oh no! Oh my goodness me. We just had a huge incident on the main straight then.
We're not even halfway through and they're crashing in a straight line.
Yeah. You can see Nick Lee now in the pit lane. Forrester and Crichton getting involved with each other.
So Parker must have been involved with Lee there somewhere, because they were... Parker was in, what was he, 8th, just behind Lee, and then Lee's on the fence and Parker's down in... Well, he's just made up a place, has he? But down in the teens now.
Yeah. Yeah, it must have been a bit of a collision. Oh, someone's just gone in the wall.
Was that stop? He was already pretty second-hand looking there. Maybe he just parked it.
Shame, because he had an electric start of the race, actually. He came out ahead of everyone after the turn 4-5 incident.
Well, it looked like he had damage on all 4 quarters of his car, so I was surprised it was still going.
It's
Hashtag
like
Sam
Parker's
Slot style.
pushing Fuelgrave across the top of the mountain here. They're almost bump drafting across the top.
Pushing him,
He
that's...
really is.
Fuelgrave's always saving fuel. He's going to save fuel if he's got Dom pop. Oh, that sounded like an engine.
That really did sound like an engine.
That
Who's
was a
blown
big
up?
puff of smoke. He's gone.
Wow, Dom Parker's just exploded.
Better get back to the pits and get the spare engine.
Yeah. Here comes Shane Abbott then. His super bling, pretty car, that one. It's got an arse number.
Yeah, I just saw the number plate.
That's actually, he signed up for the F3 today. That's his team. ARSE Racing.
That's brilliant.
And he's just outbraked himself a bit. So, Chris White, here he is with Mario. Next to go.
Be
If
hoping
he's
to
gonna
get his
launch.
blue shell off there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he's going to take out the leaders.
Take out Parker.
Who had a massive advantage at the front there, 3 seconds over Greening.
Yeah, he's got a tidy lead.
That's not a phrase that we say very often.
No. Michael
4
Messenger,
second.
fastest lap.
No, it is a phrase we say often.
Was that 2:32 compared to a 2:34 that some of the other guys are running? There's a big pace differential going on, and that's going to be due to the different amounts of practice that they've done.
And the tow around here as well, the slipstream up the hill and down the hill in these Mazdas makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Here is Mr. Messenger then. Also in pink and white.
Yep, another pretty pink Risky Racing livery.
Yep.
And Steve Koenig dropping down the... Oh, he's backwards there. Is that Steve? Car in
Yes,
the background
it
there
is,
backwards,
looks like.
and Koenig's dropping down the order there.
It's a big shame. He was doing very well.
Stops finally into the pits.
Is he doing the old limp it back? Limp the wreck back? I think Winslade's going to lose P5 here. Messenger on an absolute charge.
These guys have absolutely slashed through the field as well, because they started sort of down the order towards the 20s, didn't they?
Yeah.
Not quite far back.
Taking advantage of the carnage.
Of which I'm happy to say there's been plenty.
Yeah. But it really shows, the drivers who raced the Formula 3 and the GT3 league races here compared to the ones who haven't, there is a bit of a difference in performance.
Now, I'm not sure if the powers that be would like spoilers like this releasing too soon, but if Silly Season 2 was to go ahead, there may well be a damage off punt to pass repeat of this race, where full contact is encouraged for Silly Season 2. It's just a rumour I've heard on the grapevine.
I think it should be full contact with damage on.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
No, don't take the damage off, though. That'd be pointless.
Oh, damage on. Oh, we want the cars to at least last one lap.
No.
Do you not remember the GT3 Destruction Derby? It wasn't very long-lived.
Just make two quick repairs, 15-minute race, job done.
I couldn't think of a better track. Maybe Montreal would be another suitable venue, but there is no track like Bathurst.
No. And it's good, actually. It's providing some really entertaining racing here. So we see Sam Stott back out on track then in P18, being chased by Graham Bardsley, who was confusing me because the front of his car is so blingy. I thought he'd join the A-team for a while.
Looks like a very Lion-esque livery, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah.
It's like Sam took the shortcut there as the sort of came down through the S's. Wonder if I'll get a slowdown for that.
Surely you will. You can see the
Also,
car
seems to be
lifting off the ground there.
Yeah, doesn't seem to be serving a slowdown if you got one, so maybe he just got away with it.
Chris White back on the tail of Winslade then as they come. Where are they on the track? They're coming down the mountain still, I guess. No,
Just going
heading
up, I think, just come through turn 2, up towards the cut-in now. The scene of all that turn 1 drama when the track got blocked.
It's a really fascinating corner, the cutting, isn't it? Because it looks like it's such a slow, tight hairpin, but really you're on the power so early in that corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
I think the uphill nature of it means you can really sort of give it some beans going up through there, but it's just so blind as well.
Yeah. And not the first race that we've seen the incidents happen in there.
No,
the F3
exactly.
was the corner before, wasn't it?
Pivotal point in the last race of the F3 for Miller and his championship hopes.
Poor Miller. We miss you, Rob. Looking forward to seeing what he can do in Season 5 of the F3, and he'll be going again in GT3 as well. Has he signed up for TCR?
I don't believe he has, no. I imagine he's probably got plenty on with the resurgence of a workplace that he's involved with.
Yes.
Someone coming out swinging as a team, I think.
I'm very excited to see what they're going to do this season. It should be amazing.
Looks like Chris White has got past Winslade on the standings board there. Just saw Chris advance a position.
Oh, yep. And we're looking at the inexorable charge of Michael Messenger then. He's in P5 and Shane Abbott is his next target.
Of course, the risky racing boys always race for bragging rights anyway, so the fact that Greening's a couple of positions ahead, that'll light some fire in Messenger's belly.
Yeah. He's going for the outside pass into the final corner. Probably for the up and under.
The brakes glowing.
Yeah. Is it better just to get the good exit of turn 1 and just do it on the next straight?
I think in these cars, yeah. I think, they're so momentum based. I think just setting up a good exit to get alongside ready for the next corner.
Although he's done it. Shane fighting back though. See if he can use that slipstring to his advantage.
Now, ideally going up the hill here, like, if you're on the outside, you're generally going to end up in the wall, so all Messenger really needs to do is defend the inside line. See if he does that. In fact, it doesn't look like Shane's got the run over him to get a side-by-side.
No, slots in behind. And a lot of our drivers are all rather fatigued at the moment and feeling slightly worse for wear following the Daytona 24-hour. A lot of drivers in that one for the LOA and for various other teams. Do you want to run through some of those?
Yeah, like you say, there are a lot of weary bodies kicking around at the minute. So 3 teams racing under the LOA banner, and then there was the Risky Racing boys. They did their own team, and then a couple of guys from the Oval division. They did one as well. 2 different teams there. So our first LOA team, they ended up in 16th place. They got, I think, a couple of damage hits throughout the race that kept putting them down the order. Team 2 were looking for 3rd place, but then got GT3'd quite close to the end and lost 3rd and came in 4th. And then Team 3, which for most of those guys, it was their first endurance event at all, never mind a 24-hour, and they managed to bag a 4th place as well, so a great result for them. Risky Racing were 8th overall. I think they fought back from... I think they were last of the races, and they were behind the GTs at some point, I believe, and they managed to climb up to 8th in class. And then the 2 Oval teams... One of those finished 6th and one of them finished 4th as well. So great result for everyone, really, for all the teams that competed.
Yeah, really, really great stuff, and well done to all of our drivers. And a special shout out for Graham Barsley as well. He was running in another LOA, non-LOA team and was running P1 or 2 for 20.5 hours before getting wiped out by an LMP car in turn 1. 43-minute repair, coming home in 10th place. So absolutely gutting for Graham and his teammates. Commiserations, mate, and hopefully you go again next time.
That is a devastating way for it to end when you've been doing so well all race.
It really is, yeah. Who's that on the bonnet of Ollie? Is that Jimmy?
Yeah, I'd imagine it's Jimmy. It's a Please No Punterino car, so...
Just noticed that Green has taken over the lead from Parker.
Are you right? Yeah.
So I wonder what happened there.
Yeah, we'll see if we get a highlight reel at the end. Perhaps we'll get to see... Oh, that's a very biffed up looking car.
That is Nath's car, isn't it? That's Parker's car.
That is Nathan's car.
And going slowly in a straight line as well. Messenger's just driven straight past him.
Oh. Nathan's run of appalling luck has returned then. Unlucky for him.
Looks like these guys have had a bit of an issue as well, because Kelly was behind them, and now he's in
I was
front
going
of
to
them.
say, Kelly now up in P7, Winslade down to P9, and now under attack from Mr. Fuelgrabe. 19 minutes gone of our 20-minute race. So I presume this is the final tour.
Yeah, it probably depends just where the leaders are. I'm just looking on the map. I think they're just coming up the mountain by the looks of it for greening, so this will probably be the leader's last lap.
Yeah. I say the last tour, Tor Malaren currently running P12.
It's probably a disappointing result for him, really. He had a strong showing in the last two, like the F3 and the GT3 season. And he bagged a decent result in the V last time out as well, didn't he? Was it P3 for him?
He came home P3, yeah. He's starting to become quite El Rapide.
Indeed. He was one of the Daytona teams as well. Did a great performance there. And what was I going to say? I completely lost my train of thought. Blame it on Daytona.
His new pedals have definitely, he's bedded into them now, actually, because he had a string of results which he said were just unfamiliar pedals causing him some issues, but I'd say now he's, bedded them in, and he's absolutely flying these days. And
iRacing, that's what I was going to say. He's peaked his iRating from about 30. Oh! That was too high. Maybe that's why his iRating's climbing so much. Punt Malaren. Anyway, what I was going to say, climbed from 1300 to above 2k iRating recently.
Yeah.
Not driving like that, hopefully.
I've been desperate to talk about this livery. I absolutely love it. Here's Stephen Greening then, our race winner, with his amazing funeral service livery. We had to get him to post some pictures of it because it's so brilliant. Michael Messenger coming home P2, Ollie Walker coming home P3 and on the podium. And we've got Nathan Parker limping it home, a bit of a damaged car. Shane Abbott coming home nearly in P5, nearly nicking it. Sixth, Patrick Otericky. That boy, he's always there for P5 or P6, isn't he?
Yeah, that's been another great result for Walker and Otericky for their championship order.
Yeah, it really has.
Got to think those two specifically started on the last row of the grid.
Yeah, scythed their way through the field. Chris White, Andrews Fuelgrave, Winslade rounding out the top 10 then. Tom Lauren with his punt to pass on the final tour, coming home in... Well, it's put him down to 12th now. Behind Ollie Ettridge. So was there a penalty involved at some description?
Yeah, I know there's a slowdown if you cut across the bottom of the chase, so maybe if he didn't serve that in time, that might have put him down the order a little bit. Who was it that punted across the top there? It was one of the crash test dummy cars, but I can't remember who was in those ones. I know Koenig was in one of them, but I don't know who the other one was.
No, me neither, unfortunately. I'm loving Mitchell Day's US Air Force livery. I assume that's US Air Force and not just one of the other US military forces. Apologies if I've got it wrong, Mitchell. And Dom Parker is parking the car, as everyone else seems to be heading round and possibly heading for the traditional Bathurst finish. So Stephen Greening wins the race from Michael Messenger, Ollie Walker in third and on the podium. Shane Abbott in his first LOA race had a fantastic result in P4. Patrick Otericky coming home P5 ahead of Gavin Kelly, then Chris White, Andrews Fuelgrave, Gareth Winslade, Oliver Ettridge rounding out the top 10, and Nathan Parker, Chris Forrester, Mitchell Day, Dom Parker, Graham Barsley, Tom Lauren down in 16th, so he must have got a penalty.
Yeah, I'd have thought so, because I think Mitchell crossed the line 15th, Parker's behind him and Bardsley behind that, so yeah, those guys got up the order a little bit there.
So here's the highlights then. That is Tor going round, sparking that enormous pile-up. A few drivers scampering away.
Oh, his teammates.
Sam stopped turning him round. Wowzers.
Whoa! Number 3 on his roof there.
That's Kelly in the wall then. That was a big hit. Cold tyres. Oh, on the brakes there. Nearly went up the back of him. Here comes AD King. Round he goes. Oh, that was a cold tyre one as well. At the top of Skyline, unfortunate. Hoogovin in the wall. Forest Elbow.
And then collected again by Forrester, was it? The grey grey and
Forrester
green
in the
livery?
grey car, yeah.
Oh, Ettridge.
Oh, Ettridge in the wall. So that's one of the other risky boys getting it wrong.
That was a popular crashing spot for both the GT3 and the F3 championships when they came here earlier, or last year, I guess, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that's Lyon and Kelly.
Bit of hip and shoulder. Line came off
and
worst.
Yes. And then that's down at the chase. That was
Yeah, we just sort of
Crichton going in.
saw it out of the corner of our eye, didn't we? It was how Ricky did miss his braking spot, and St Crichton wide. Collected Kelly on the way as well.
Wow,
Big hit for
three
Forrester.
very lucky drivers there from avoiding the Forrester spin. And when he's going, look at the state of that.
2 for good measure.
That car wasn't turning anymore.
No.
If you're going to give your mechanics a repair job, you might as well give them a proper job.
Yeah. And there's Torg banging every single wall on the way down, determined not to have a straight panel on that.
I mean, you should call him pinball.
Yeah. And that was Sam missing it on the final corner.
And that was from second place.
Oh, agony.
Oh, we saw him dropping down the order, but we weren't sure what had happened, did we?
No.
Now, this is the interesting one. How did Nicola Lee end up on the... Oh, dear me.
Dom Parker just helped him up there with his bonnet.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
twice
Nick-
in 2 races these two have come together.
Nick took way too much curve on the way in there on the final corner. There's AD King again. Oh, Forrest Elbow gets another victory.
Followed him.
Followed him.
I think that was Costa, was it? Number 3, followed him in sympathy.
Yeah. And
Bards.
that's the weird one then. Crichton and
Bardsley.
Bardsley, yeah, thank
I
you.
like that Nicola Lay is still there in the background on the wall.
He is, yeah.
Just waiting for a mate.
Oh, Graham's car looking horribly bent there. AD King looking very broken as well. Round he goes, can't get back to the pits. Oh, and that's the moment Dom Parker's engine blew up then. She came down the mountain.
To a return in
Tor-
a favour from the first lap.
It was Sam who was start again. Parker, that's... this is presumably what cost him the race. That tap with the wall at Forest Elbow.
Because we mentioned through the race he had like a 4-second lead, didn't he? He had a massive gap at the front.
Yeah. Sam going for a few spins again.
Just getting all of those dents in.
Yeah. Oh, and then Chris White tapping the wall as Winslow takes advantage. And then this is presumably the moment Greening takes the race lead. Oh, they make contact.
Well, I'm not surprised Nath Parker's car was looking so second-hand when we saw it. That was a massive hit.
And then it's Winslow getting it wrong on the final corner. Oh, and that's what took his wing. No, it didn't take his wing mirror off.
Definitely the line.
Was that final corner, final lap?
Final corner, second to last lap.
Second to last
by
lap.
the wavy white flag man.
It was Stephen Koenig that got toured.
Oh dear.
That last wheel popping out was amazing. And then Ollie Ettridge.
The assassin
That's Tour again.
He waited. That's nice.
So gentlemanly of him. I'll murder you, but I'll wait while the paramedics arrive.
God, Sam was having a day of it. Clearly went some Viagra off Nick Lee. It's Line taking a wing mirror off.
And I think this was post-race.
Parker gives up on it. And everyone else heading for the ski jump. Beautiful.
It's not done.
There's another one.
Yeah, they just keep on coming.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed Race 3 of Silly Season. As a reminder, you can find us at thelimitofathesion.com, Facebook, YouTube and Discord. Thanks, Jules and Dom. See you next time.